Alright, guys. What's going on? So, we got some updates. Very disappointing ones at that. Very disappointing updates at that. And honestly, I wish that I had better news, but I am tired. I'm tired because she won't put this to rest. And I want to give you guys live streams. I want to give you guys like entire live streams. So first things first, I scheduled this yesterday. I scheduled this yesterday, and I gave you guys time to look through her document and giving it some time to settle with people. And I'm glad I'm realizing that I'm glad other people are realizing that she would just lie. It would be bullshit, and she just wouldn't cover certain things. So that's what we're here today to do. We're here to talk about it and go through some options because we're gonna go through some options because she's not giving us many or much. So number one, like I said in my document, she's very swiftly trying to sweep this under the rug. She dropped a half-assed statement and then essentially went along the lines of I'm gonna be available for commissions and art requests. So because of that I am tired. I'm gonna start the record by saying, if you're watching, bro, put it to rest. Please put it to rest. Like, you say you don't want any association or affiliation with the situation anymore, and you're actively choosing to continue it by not taking down the strikes. So let's just get right into it, right? Number one, we're getting art to replace the thumbnail she did. Like, if we get Form Fiasco done, this is the new thumbnail. If we get the Lethal Company video back, this is the new thumbnail. If we get we like, funnily enough, Sonic X Shadow Generations thumbnail is already back up. Yeah, Sonic X Shadow Generations thumbnail is already back up, or Sonic X 64 Generations, yeah, that's already back up. So it's a matter of I'm doing the thing. Thank you, Sen. It's a matter of I'm even going about doing the things that you wanted me to do. At this point, I don't know what you want. You want to go through the process of a lawsuit? You want to do this? Like, it's just put it to rest. Remove the strike. I'll change your art. We'll be done, bro. But she dropped a doc. 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 So let's go through it. This is nothing but a giant nothing burger. So we're gonna go through this, right? Let's change the music. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this up, and then I'm also going to I'm going to grab this, and I'm also going to pull up my documents so you can see the things that she didn't tackle, the things she didn't say, and the things that she tried to. Okay? So let's go to Golden Unity. Here's mine. So I'm breaking my silence because I've gotten to a point where I genuinely have to. This artist had been hiding who she was behind the scenes and thinks she can bully or put down anyone who doesn't like that just because of her larger following. She save-faced, covers up who she truly is, and all this behavior is fueled by her friends who fuel her decisions and cover her tracks for her. This well-known Twitter artist will use art and manipulate anything just to get their way, push their agenda, and claim more fame out of it. I'm not the only one Moon has offended. And to Moon, I know nobody has the guts to step up to you without your following and with your following and circle. No matter what you do or say, you will feel like you're always in the right. So this is me telling you formally, nobody's offering you sympathy. No one feels bad for you anymore. And more importantly, this was a long time coming. I thought you would truly own up to what you were one day, but you're simply either acting like a victim yourself or about situations that you've caused yourself. It's crazy how everything I said in this opening statement was exactly what she was going to say and do. Mind you, this could be something as simple as, yeah, I realized I was tweaking, I'm sorry, I'll take down the strikes, but I don't want to talk to you anymore. But no, that's not what this is. If you want to follow through with me, the link to the doc is in the description. But we're gonna go through this. So number one, I'm gonna talk to you, my audience, about this. Obviously she said I would like to apologize for the long wait. This entire situation has been blown to extremes for no other reason but pettiness and lack of understanding and accountability. That being said, also being harassed by your mainly minor fan base isn't great either. Number one, y'all have been around through everything. Y'all have been around for each live stream. I've told you not to attack her. And if I found out you were attacking her, you were to get timed out in my channel. We've said it so many times. My mods talked about it. I've talked about it in my Discord. I said no harassment at all. To pin that on, mind you, this was a very contained situation. If I wanted to bring it to the wolves, I would have, but no. I was trying to go about this respectfully. I was bringing forth to my audience that she took videos away from, why videos are gone, and giving more elaboration on the situation that she wouldn't give. This is genuinely her expecting me to stay quiet and be professional, when, mind you, she goes, this was, but with pettiness and lack of accountability, I only had a week to do something before my YouTube channel was going to get deleted. I had a limited amount of time. I not only had to swiftly work on the document once I realized that, oh yeah, no, I'm done, but I also had to put together like a statement live and publicly so you guys could get what's going on, right? I did not order anyone to you. There is multiple instances of there is multiple, and I mean multiple instances of me like not wanting any harassment to fall upon her way, right? I talked to, like, I know what it's like. I said it in my past live stream. I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that, because whenever the situation with my drama happened, she let me out to the wolves. She didn't care. She would, like, and I'm gonna go into things and pull up information that I didn't bring up originally because I had a feeling she was going to lie about certain things, right? So I've talked to my girlfriend about it in my Discord server. Anytime somebody would harass them, which if this person's in chat, genuinely, I hope you cut this out. We're in my, like, we would tell you not to stop doing this. We said to keep it respectful. We said, I've tried to keep it humble. I've tried to keep it respectful. There's even multiple instances of me talking about the situation. There's multiple instances of the situation where I said, let's not attack her, bro. To pin that on me when I contained this situation genuinely as best as I could. Of course, there's still going to be some harassment that falls your way because you're doing something wrong, and even to this day, you still don't understand that. So, obviously, the people who commented under her video, cut that shit out. Don't do that anymore. I told you this multiple times. And for this part, additionally, having Zeno back you up on something that never involved him in the first place to make a smear campaign is a truly low IQ move, especially when you're streaming about it and him openly instigating. You know Zeno was going to instigate. I obviously told him on the sidelines to cool it off. And the mods and people ended up deleting the message. I'm glad you were tuned into the live streams, genuinely. I'm glad you're tuning into the live streams, but to say that having Zeno back me up on a situation that didn't involve him, whenever he's the only person who showed who you truly were throughout the entire situation, just shows that you're frustrated that you got outed in the first place. This isn't a matter of intention. This isn't a matter of whatever. You pulled information from all sides of everywhere when it came to me, but I get one person, and I have one person who ended up telling me about the person you were during the making of the doc and how you were handling things, and now it's a situation of, oh, having this person back you up was a low IQ move. Zeno helped me because he realized how fucked up you were being. You can't acknowledge that. Again, you're still refusing to take accountability, and regardless of that, you can refuse accountability all you want. Remove the strikes off my channel, and you never have to hear from me again. The only reason the situation is being blown out of proportion and dragged is because you yourself are dragging it by keeping that copyright strike up on my YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with me. Anyone who goes through your document obviously lacks reading comprehension, because you not only, we're gonna get into that, because you not only like didn't tackle things that needed to be tackled, but you thought that just Hail Marying screenshots would defend yourself because you don't have anything. But whatever, right? I hope you all truly involved change as people and maybe experience more valuable lessons with your lives. I truly wish the best for you all. I will no longer be talking about this situation publicly moving forward, as I no longer wish to engage with anyone else online about this ordeal, which should now prioritize more important things within my life beyond the internet. I'll be able to contact for commission work or personal art request. So she essentially said, y'all suck, you harassed me, changes people, I don't care about the situation anymore, commissions are back open. Like, right, mind you, this is the statement before we even got into the doc, so we're gonna get into the doc now. So she goes, I would like to preface by saying that this was in no way written with the intention of harming Gold, Zeno, or anyone involved, which it didn't, by the way. This document is written with the intention of sharing the truth and informing current or future members that work for or watch Golden. I have tried to settle this privately on many occasions. She didn't try to settle this privately on many occasions. The one and only time that she spoke with me was recently, with the emails going back and forth about everything. But although it had proven to go nowhere as per the document being made on me, I only got to this point because I got forced to. I highly encourage you to read the entire document before forming an opinion or taking a stance. Whatever you read here, put some thought on what truly transpired. The bulk of the document is screenshot context of the events transpired and my statements from my point of view. This is a statement in response to the document compiled by a handful of people who was involved with on a personal level. For all purposes, simplicity, and clarity, this document will be straight to the point. First and foremost, I'm truly sorry for my comments on the screenshot that were present in the doc, while most of them were purely out of context. In personal conversations, my words were obviously not acceptable. I take full responsibility for what was said in my part of the conversations. The screenshots were real apart from the cheating allegations. However, some of the screenshots lack context. I never expressed any romantic attraction or desires for an affair with Ronnie or Zeno. All sexual conversations were mutual in tone and mature, so I've been aware of most of the conversations in the moment that were mentioned in the document. As for the accusations of me being a supposed racist, those who've known me for a long time and interact with me personally in real life situations are aware that this is a blatant lie. The tone of the screenshots feel very vague and out of context between the interactions that were mainly between me and Zeno, as we've been friends and openly expressing dark humor and offensive jokes for years. I'd like to give context for the reasons why Ronnie's document has been made. It was purely made out of pettiness and unprofessionalism, based on bias and hiding key components in the situation. The entire conflict had been unnecessary and has been created in order to blackmail me and tarnish any reputation I had left. Yes, I am sorry for the events that have been mentioned, but the whole truth is not being told here. The document is meant to tell my side of the events with my best recollection, while also explaining which each situation in Ronnie's document. So, unprofessionalism, right? And blackmail when you were deleting my YouTube channel. You were deleting my YouTube channel, and I had a week before my YouTube channel got deleted, and it's pettiness and unprofessionalism. Mind you, let's blow this out the water first and foremost, and I'm gonna pull this up right now. Give me 1 second, chat. So, mind you, when everything happened, right? When everything happened, and I'm gonna pull this up myself. When everything happened, we're going to plus, I'm not really thinking about opening my relationship like that. I want things to be slow. I don't mind the flirting. I want to take things more lax. Mind you, this is the start of everything. So, right here. Ooh. Ooh. Forgot their sexual themes. She sent me NSFW a lot. Thank God it wasn't bad. Let's go here real quick. So, to say that there was no point of an affair, right? Whoa! Whoa! Wait! Yo! She deleted screenshots! She deleted screenshots. Oh my God. So we're gonna go here, right? You had both your boyfriends in one stream. I don't deserve that kind of affection, right? Oh, so you see the block where this is at, right? Oh my goodness. 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 Hold on. You are trying to save face so hard. Give me 1 moment. I'm gonna pull this up right now. This is crazy. I know I have an archive of the original screenshot. Deleting messages is nuts. Hold on, give me 1 moment. Yeah, we don't play about this shit. Ooh, I know I sent it somewhere. Oh, if I find this, you're fucked. And it shows that you're trying to tamper with shit to push your agenda. Oh, if I find this, you're fucked. If I find this, you're so fucked. If I find this, you're so fucked. Did I put it in my doc? Did I put it in my doc? Let's check. Give me a second. Because I know there were sexual themes. Found it. It was in the doc. Thank you for whoever said it. Wow. Hold on. So, this is the original message. You had both of your boyfriends in one stream. I don't deserve that kind of affection. If we go to the doc where it was stated originally, it goes, you had both your boyfriends in one stream. I love my boyfriends, bro, but man, reading that made me shake. Yo, she's deleting shit! She's deleting shit! Oh my god! Is it so hard to say sorry? Wow! Wow! Okay. Whatever. But this shows right here that she did see me romantically. I wasn't unfair to her partner. She's going into our DMs and deleting shit that could make her look bad, probably when she was getting screenshots for context of the situation. So, whatever. Hey, at least we know she's deleting shit and lying more. What? Oh my god. Okay. Sure, right? This isn't a blackmail. I want my videos back. In what situation is what I'm doing blackmailing to you when you're holding my videos hostage from me? Right? And then there's another instance of, if you have nothing to hide, why are you... Whatever. Let's go to Zeno. I had known Zeno for the large push of online in 2019. I had been aware of his content creation since our time in history class. Mind you, Zeno was already making inappropriate content before we were both legal adults, so sexual conversation between the both of us few were scarce. We were both rather comfortable talking about thoughts like this since it was based on sexual themes, sexual themes. After graduating from 2019, we grew apart until he re-emerged multiple times throughout our careers. Not just as friends, but also as content creators and collaborators. There was never a point in time where he expressed discomfort or expressed feeling being used in the content creation or as a stepping stone for my career, as I was well off without him. Our friendship ended abruptly from his decision and his alone. I did not force him to try to explain himself or try to communicate why our work relationship and friendship ended so abruptly. Everything I've talked about had been nothing but good intentions for him as a content creator and as a friend. I wonder why he never told me directly, and for all this, I will never know. However, going to tell Ronnie about everything that's happened after our friendship ended shows his intention and entitlement to seem like the better person. The conversations between us were sexual in nature, but never romantic. However, there was not one mention of me using him for every kind of a career advantage for my career or social status. I've had a career far before him. I still plan to work through my career moving forward as I have since started in high school. Aside from using the N-word, most of the comments were made in a joking manner, and I was made where he didn't care, and he was okay with me saying it in a joking manner. I was expressing my frustration with the first situation I had with Ronnie. He was aware of his actions, and I communicated my thoughts to the best of my abilities at this time, right? So let's get into this. Crucial moments are highlighted in red under screenshots here. Essentially, this is her going into her and Zeno's friendship and relationship, right? Crucial moment for mutual behavior. I put this screenshot in the doc, or I think I put this screenshot in the doc. I don't know if I did, but regardless, yes, it was joking. But just because people are okay with it doesn't mean that you should say it. Just because nobody said, hey, you should cut that shit out, like, regardless, just because it's cool for everybody else doesn't mean that it's going to be good for you in the long run. As seen here, you're Colombian, you cannot say nigga. You're Colombian, you cannot say nigga. I'll say it a third time. You are Colombian, you cannot say nigga. Regardless, right? Going more into the relationship, talking about Zeno's lack of actions with his own community server, which was careless, right? But she didn't, there was never one point in time, like, she's going into these moments where, like, oh yeah, look at all these good times we had, let's go into our relationship, how we were in our friendship, etc, 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 right? And then bam, it ends. Clean cut, it stops. She didn't mention what I put in my document about what she did with Zeno's, like, brother. She didn't mention this at all. She didn't take accountability for this at all. Mind you, the stepping stone came from her disregarding and disrespecting Zeno the second she started working with somebody of a higher power, which had more relevancy and clout. She didn't cover this at all. She didn't cover this at all. Her screenshot with Zeno was essentially, oh, but look at the good times we had. What? Look at the good times we had, and look at how in-depth our friendship is. No, bro. You didn't even target the one wrong, bro. You didn't target the one wrong. Now let's get into my section, or the 17-year-old mentioned, which, this is crazy, by the way. This is crazy, BT dubs. Meeting with the 17-year-old was never meant to place her in harm's way or to act with her inappropriately. We both found out Momocom was coming around and wanting to meet each other in person, having a well-performing collab on stream. When talking about attending the convention, she explicitly mentioned she would go for the sole purpose of getting to know another in the public setting. She was never pressured up to meet with me and Sin. Never said she was pressured, just said she was invited, by the way, in my document. This was a VC, multiple people witnessed present. It was even planned that she would be gifting an art tablet for Sin for his own personal use and to use for art and 3D modeling. A commission was even made before the con, which was promptly canceled and refunded as I refused a new tablet. At the time, I was not comfortable doing a commission with a new tablet I had just yet. It was refunded. It was never mentioned that the 17-year-old felt uncomfortable or uneasy to meet with me, and I was never under the and I was never completely understanding with her canceling the meetup. At no point in time did I ever have any kind of intentions. Making me out to be someone who put someone younger to me in harm's way is a horrible accusation that should not be made without proper documentation and proof. As a victim of grooming and sexual assault myself, which, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. There was not a single point in time where I brought up my own essay and my own situations like this. This is pity mongering. This is pity mongering because I'm going to disprove this blue sentence in the next sentence, right? Whatever. As a victim of grooming and sexual assault myself, I would never do anything to make another woman, let alone a minor, feel comfortable or in distress. Again, none of this was brought to my attention and communicated in a proper way, and was left in the dark about many personal issues she had with me. She goes into context about the situation with that, going more in depth with, like, her conversation with the 17-year-old at the time, right? Now, get this, right? Get this, right? We're gonna go to my section about the doc, right? In case 2, she goes, yeah, this is the first circumstance of her allowing a minor in an adult environment. There was a con near me, which I mentioned I live close by, and she was going with a couple of friends who were all in their 20s. Was completely on board with me going when I offered to accompany them about a day pass, which, looking back on it, I think is a little odd. If it were in reverse, I wouldn't have approved of it, considering I'm a minor. She would make jokes about me and her current partner, comparing heights, but nothing felt entirely predatory. You're putting yourself against a wall. Nobody said it was predatory. Nobody said that situation was predatory, but it was weird. But I do agree that I definitely shouldn't have been in a setting with adults, let alone adults in their 20s, nor that they condoned it. I did not end up going to a graduation party, being in a setting that never happened, but the fact that it was considered was very disappointing. Right. So let's go back to this. What did she say earlier? She was talking about making me out to be someone younger, making me out to be someone who put someone younger than me in harm's way is a horrible accusation that should never be made without proper documentation and proof. Bro, she didn't even mention the 17-year-old she gave the 18+ role in this entire document. She did not mention the 17-year-old she gave the 18+ role once in this entire document. You said you didn't want to put people in harm's way, but oh my god, I ended up I ended up getting more information about that which the minor themselves wishes to not share. But you would be so fucked if I was able to say it. But I swore on everything that nothing that I spoke to that person would end up coming out. But if I was able to say this, you would be so done. You gave the 17-year-old an 18+ role. You actively put them in harm's way. And you didn't cover it. You didn't say a single word about it. Like, I knew she was gonna bring the victim card. She didn't care. Like, what you did after showed that you didn't acknowledge your lack of responsibility when you have minors in your calls that they shouldn't be in. And you can't trust your friends considering that somebody you knew and was best friends with and somebody who was in your bio just got outed to be a predator. Somebody on the side who got their own doc. And then when they got outed to be a predator, you went, oh, I don't care. Because you were too busy trying to strike down my YouTube channel. Whenever the document got brought to you that somebody who you should be worried about and shouldn't have in your space got outed to be a pedophile who groomed a 14-year-old when he was 18, whatever that got to you, you're like, I don't care. But then you tried to make me out to be a pedophile and you tried to make me out to be a pedophile and made all these jokes, memes, and bits for an age gap being 17 and 18, ending when it was 17 and 19. You tried to make me be a pedophile for a 2-year age gap. So, is your basis of weirdos, is your basis of people being weirdos only stemmed from how much you don't like them? Because it was full steam ahead. Yeah, let's try Golden's channel down. Oh, this person's a pedophile? Ugh. I don't care. I don't care. Mind you, the person I'm referring to, the pedophile who I'm referring to even had you in his bio. He still had you in his bio when the document came out. Hold up, bro. Because since you said I drop things without proof, and since you say I drop things without evidence, I'm gonna drop a bomb on your head right now. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna censor out everybody else because I'm not trying to get more people involved where they don't want to be, because that's the kind of guy I am. Awesome, I know. No, give me 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. So you say, and you're saying, it's this entire big deal, right? But isn't this your name in the Predator's bio? This is your name in the Predator's bio, yeah? Send the doc link. Send the doc link. Somebody who I used to work with, who I no longer work with anymore, ended up confessing to grooming a 14-year-old when he was 18, and then called it fear-mongering when she was bringing it up again. But you didn't care. You were too focused on striking down Golden's channel to give a fuck about your friend, who you were close enough to be in's bio, being a predator, apparently. So, mind you, he didn't stop till, he didn't stop till May. When I found out, bam, he's removed, gone. And y'all kept him around. And you stayed in his name until he ended up disappearing off Discord to who knows where, right? So where's the concern there? Where's the witch hunt there? You, like, where's the concern there? Where's the, like, you sent out a witch hunt for me saying, oh, I'm gonna show y'all this, because there's a part in this document where, for me, let me make sure I don't go into any explicit sexual things, right? Oh, actually, you know what? Let's read this first. I didn't met Ronnie until October of 23. Mind you, I had no idea of existence until days prior to him DMing me first on October 5th. I DM'd her first because she followed me for a video. He made it apparent that he had access to my NSFW account before meeting, and we started to talk from there. It's like, Zeno, we bond over sexual topics, amongst others, on a mutual level. He was made aware of my relationship with Sin the same week we met. And Sin was, and still is, mentioned publicly on both my main and NSFW accounts. Conversations between overtly sexual on both sides, with him being with his now ex-girlfriend as well. Like I said, I mentioned that I was cheating as well in the one other live stream, and both of us were being openly equal and vulnerable towards each other. I expressed I want to help him in a ways to his career because I saw part of myself within him and the same drive of wanting to succeed. We decided to work together, and I was very much looking forward to working with him. We kept conversing throughout my time in Jackpot, both while he was with his ex and when he broke it up with said ex. Obviously, I allowed many things to slide and played into his delusions and gross kink of cheating on women, which with much proof. Bruh. I cheated. I acknowledge I did. I cheated because in this relationship, I was very much neglected. I said it before, right? But get this, right? Her, like, I wasn't in another relationship. After I broke up with that person, I was single throughout the entirety of Jackpot. So I don't know what this much proof comes from. And feeling superior to their corresponding partners. Despite all that was said between us, mind you, she can't put this on me because there was multiple times where she wanted to hang out and shit like that, but whatever. Despite all, like, she would want to hang out and she would instigate and she would be sad that we weren't talking much because I was focused on work. But let's go. I was not trying to advance our conversations in any romantic aspect. Most, if not all, of our conversations were heated in the moment and spared from any desire of becoming an actual relationship. And I was mainly pursued by him. It wasn't until the end of my time at Jackpot where I was able to put my foot down and tell him that things needed to change. You told me things needed to change because you felt bad and cheating about sin, that's why. Anyway, I just needed to get back to my own career path, doing what I wanted for my career. There's many instances of love bombing, pet names, yeah, and straight up flirting that I took as banter. You never took it as banter, you flirted back. You gave me your vibrator link the first day we met. Bro, you're not taking this as banter. You knew your intentions and you're trying to sway a narrative. You're trying to sway a narrative, but whatever. I still continue to play into it. The love bombing and desperation was not absent during my leave of Jackpot in 24. So was in my friend group, content making group. He had issues with another document regarding his past actions with other people that had been seen in the past. This was not added for the safety of those involved with the incident. Because of the document made during the implosion of Jackpot, a server was created by those affected with Ronnie's actions. I will not mention the people involved for their privacy and safety, as it's no longer responsibility to tell their stories. It was my responsibility to create and form the document. The golden experience at the time, I was mainly obsessing over this because as an autistic woman, my sense of justice is too strong to reiterate. Chat, she didn't she say that I was using my autism as an excuse when there was not even one point when I did? I took accountability. So you're telling me that you were saying, I hope God smikes this nigga off the face of the earth because you're autistic and you hyperfixated on my downfall, right? And that's cool, right? I get it. But if you're gonna dish it out, we expect the same thing. Nobody's gonna let you use your autism as an excuse. Nobody's gonna let you use autism as an excuse. Nobody's going to use the fact that you're neurodivergent as an excuse, bro. There's some accountability. You are 23. You are 23 and deleting messages out of our DMs to push your narrative. You are not going to defend yourself. You are not going to defend yourself with autism. I didn't defend myself with autism, so you're not going to. Because of past controversies that I was a part of, yes, my autism was the reason I wasn't able to read a room, but in this situation between you and me, it was very cordial, very respected, very back and forth. I don't even know if I can pull up DMs anymore because you're deleting them. To reiterate, I'm not the only person he's done this to. He's done this to many people within the last year to my existing knowledge. I haven't done shit to anybody. For this last year, I've been in a relationship, and there was one instance where something happened, which I'm going to get into, and me and my partner ended up breaking up for a bit. I haven't done shit to anybody, right? You're going around the route of, oh, but I was in the Jackpot doc too, which also makes me a victim. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you knew what you were doing. You knew you were going behind Sin's back. You knew that we were keeping it a secret. You deleted one of your messages talking about keeping it a secret. But you know what I still have on my end? I still have let me pull it up right now. You know what I still have on my end? Since you can't delete my messages, right? Give me a second. Look, yep, I got the conversation topic. You can't say there was no romantics between you and me whenever you go, honestly, the guilt is racking me hard, and I'm not going to say anything because the last person I want to hurt is Sin, and I know you feel the same way. I go, this is a lot at once. I don't want you to be angry with me. No, I'm not. I only worked up the courage to say something today, and I know it's a lot. I'm exhausted talking about this, but I want you to understand everything. I want to be completely transparent with you because that's the mature way to go about this. Besides, I don't want this leave to be permanent. I just want to dedicate time to my side, you know? I will always be your friend. I go, all right, I'm sorry, I won't bother you anymore. I said, that's a mean thing to say after all that. It hurts, but I get it. I'll never turn my back on what all you did for me. Even our little moments where we would be lovey with each other meant a lot. I told you to keep my word. If this ever ended, Sin doesn't hear a word, I intend to keep that promise, as do I. Again, I'm sorry. So,
What do you mean? You're not a victim. You knew what you were doing. You ended things respectfully, and I respectfully let you end things. And then after things ended, you got scared and you sent a witch hunt out for me. You can't sit here and pretend like you are the right person in the situation, especially when you're deleting screenshots out of our DMs. Did I put a lot of anger into the jackpot document? Absolutely. As we all express our outrage and frustration. Mind you, outrage and frustration that you caused. Everyone who ended up speaking to me who was a part of the jackpot doc server told me they were trying to go about it in the most common, orderly way, but you would anger monger about it. So don't say that shit, because that's also a lie. Absolutely, we all express our outrage and frustration about the situation not being taken as seriously as it did. Do I regret it? Not one bit. You don't have to regret the jackpot doc. I take accountability for the jackpot doc. Whatever. The jackpot document was never created out of malice. Yes, it was. You hyperfixated on it. I have multiple screenshots in my doc talking about it, so that's a bold-faced fucking lie. However, now my now private video talking about my experience with him was made out of anger and frustration, as he was constantly avoiding responsibility for what happened with Jackpot and what happened with his artists and other female staff members. I was in Las Vegas! I was in Las Vegas! You expect me to be like, hey guys, this is my response while I'm in Las Vegas? You actively shut down my entire outlet, right? You shut down my YouTube channel. The doc was made to deplatform me. You said it wasn't to deplatform me, but screenshots that we have with Zeno ended up showing completely otherwise. You said, oh, this isn't to deplatform him, but we're trying to save face, you know? We're trying to look better than him. You said that yourself, did you not? But since you say I don't put evidence to my claim, let's put some evidence to my claim, right? I made a response initially when things happened, right? And then I was in Vegas. The jackpot fall off happened around July, and then I had to go to Vegas like like almost a few days after that, right? I was in Vegas. There's nothing I can do if I'm in Vegas. This is me at like a poke place in Vegas. I was hanging with Pixel because he needed me for a stream. And more evidence on that. Let's go to my section, right? Let's go to my section. Oh, it's higher up. Hold on. Yeah, you knew I was in Vegas. How are you going to express frustration? Mind you, she even did the live stream while I was in Vegas at a hotel. She did the live stream while I was in Vegas. You took screenshots of me on this stream while I was at Vegas. I was streaming with these people. I can't... Whatever. Okay. I apologize for getting head up, but whatever. Had there been any disagreements with my content in the document, it wouldn't have been published. Or wait, no. The document would have never been posted if there wasn't a unanimous decision with everyone involved, and had there been any disagreements with the content in the documents, it would not have been published. Roddy never took accountability over the situation between him and I until the publishing of the recent document myself. I didn't have to take accountability with what happened with you and me, because in the original golden document, which let's go to it, in the original golden document, I'll read all the donations whenever we take a break from reading for a second. In the original document put against me, you were victim C. Let's go to victim C. Yeah, you were victim C, and you only talked about the fact that I would ask for retweets. And I was upset that you were thinking about leaving Jackpot. And I was venting to you. How am I supposed to take accountability of it whenever you didn't even want to bring to the public that you were cheating on your fucking boyfriend? But whatever, all right? Addressing as for leaking of his phone number, while I did have it, I never leaked his phone number to anyone I know, and there's no explicit proof to prove this fact, as Ronnie is careless with his personal information and others. I did not condone any harassment or harm that was sent Ronnie's way, and I will not condone the harassment towards anyone in an online public space. Let's cover this, right? There's screenshots. Chat, there's screenshots I didn't show because I knew she was gonna be a lying ass nigga. Guys, let's go to this, right? People in the, there was two cases of people letting me know, oh yeah, no, she did try to, like, two people who were involved with the jackpot making document who ended up letting me know, because it wasn't a voice call. Obviously we can't get receipts on that, but it wasn't a voice call. She asked, what do you think we should leak his phone number and address? You think we should leak his phone number and address? And then whenever they said no, she left mad. She got mad and left the call. What? She got mad and left the call. But let's go into this. I did not condone any harassment or harm sent Ronnie's way, and I will never condone the harassment towards anyone in an online space. Let's tackle that, yeah? Let's tackle that. I can't wait to tackle that. So first things first, right? You made a server after the document so that the public could speak about it, because you wanted to see people validate your anger. You wanted to see people validate your rage. But this screenshot right here, nah, I get it. Golden is dead for sure. He better sleep with one eye open. Sin's rage is cathartic by proxy. Holy shit. All right, so I don't think we need the launch keys anymore. Nah, we just put out a hit. Bitch is gonna be swimming with cement shoes. How did he think this was gonna go? Like, seriously. I think it might be another poking the beehive. Like I brought up earlier, wouldn't be surprised if he's begging for shit to happen. Record it, please. Record whatever bad things happen to me. Let's enable the fucking mixels. February and March. How long does it take for him? What do you mean it gets worse? Someone qualified, please call him the N-word on my behalf. Because my pasty ass can't call him that. Shout out Cooler Than Nate, the white guy, by the way. But it couldn't get any worse, right? And then she's providing, this is her in the screenshot. You made a server for people to validate your hatred. You made a server to validate your hatred. This is you in the screenshot, giving them more things to get mad about. You let people wish death upon me. Mind you, you let people say harmful things. You let people go on a hit, and then when my phone number did get leaked and you got word of it, you were like, "Oh guys, don't leak his phone number, but he does have a public Instagram. Don't text his phone, but his Instagram's public if you wanna go say something to him about it." This doesn't look like not wishing any harm to me, right? Let's get more into this, because I have more that I didn't show because I knew she was going to lie. Let's go back to Zeno. Shout out you, Zeno. I love you, Zeno. Don't talk about fucking harassing even as a joke, because fuck. Ooh, I'm so excited. So, you would post memes. You would try to talk to Pixel about whatever happened in the document, right? You tried to talk to Pixel about it. And the best part is, you were in a space where you and other people were making memes. You were making memes. You were making memes. Look, you were excited to share memes. Xander, I got more memes about this idiot. Y'all were calling me a pedophile for a 2-year age gap. But let's get into these videos, yeah? Since you're not racist. Let's get into these videos.
What's up, low game members? Today, I'm about to give out my 5 reasons why Gordon is such a fat fucking bitch. Number 1, he likes talking to minors.
They blew this pedophile shit so out of proportion. This is a screenshot asking me the person when's their birthday, because this is when we just first met. This was our first conversation. Of course, I'm going to ask how old somebody is so I know what to joke about and what not to joke about. Asking somebody their age when you first meet them isn't a fucking weird thing to do. This isn't a weird thing to do.
Number 2, he's black.
But you're not racist. But you're not racist.
Pew.
But you're not racist. But you're not racist. My time as an FNF fan. I talked about the fact that I sent audios back and forth between me and Moon because we had a sexual relationship. Also, he really hurt my feelings, right? He really hurt my feelings on this.
Stupid fucking audio.
Hey, you know I'm sexy.
Sweet! Don't call, just text me.
Slow can get on my speed. They stare cause they know I'm the
I didn't know. Shut up. Golly gosh. Whimpers and begs to be on the spotlight. There's no game members. That's what I need to you.
But you're not racist. But you're not racist and you don't condone hate. Ooh! Ooh, guys! I have another video to show you. It's crazy that one of the people in this that drew this is one of my former artists who worked on Multiverse Mayhem. We're beating the fuck out of me. We're beating the fuck. This is Raze. This is my OC that you see in the thumbnail. What? 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 This is I think her OC's name is Mocha. What? Oh yeah. Mind you, even calling me a rapist here. Cause I'm a rapist. Apparently suddenly.
That fuck 'em up. I'ma do my stuff.
Oh, my FNF days. I'm so glad I got out of that. Oh, I'm so glad I got out of that. But then going into a stage.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Mind you, this is like genuine. This is like genuine, like. This is humiliating, right? This is humiliating. This is genuinely humiliating for me to even have to show. But you say your intentions were pure. Y'all niggas were drawing shit get beaten out of me. And you were still drawing me literally like 2 weeks ago. Are we serious? Your intentions are good, and this is made to bring awareness, right? Though this is to bring awareness and has no intention of deplatforming Golden. Y'all want me to stay in the same spot? Do y'all want me to keep doing the shit that y'all accused me of last year? I'm not a hoe. I'm not a hoe anymore. I have a girl, like, it's... I have a girlfriend who treats me really nice, by the way. She even made the Sonic X Shadow Generations thumbnail. If you're here, baby, thank you. I love you. What the hell were you fighting for? What were you doing? But like you said, I do not condone any harassment or harm that was sent Ronnie's way and will never condone the harassment towards anyone online in any public space. Hello, A-Kite. You don't condone harass. So what you probably meant by this sentence, right, is I don't condone any harassment or harm that was sent Ronnie's way, and will never condone the harassment towards anyone in a public space. No, actually, you said this perfectly. You won't talk about it in a public space, but you will fuel it from the backlines. You'll fuel it from the backlines. Y'all made a server. Y'all made a server to fuel and fester more hatred. And you're deleting screenshots and lying. Main. I don't want to sue! I'm gonna say it right here, and I'm gonna say it how it is, right? You have a week. Moon, if you're listening, you have a week. Take the strikes on my channel. Move on. I don't give a fuck. If you really are what you said in your tweet, if you really are what you said in your tweet here, and you said, I wish to no longer talk about this situation publicly moving forward, or I hope you all change and you're trying to move on from the situation, you will forever be tied to me while you have this strike. You will forever never hear the end of it while you have this strike on my channel. What more do you want? You talked about wanting to remove your work. Here's the form fiasco thumbnail right here. This is the form fiasco thumbnail right here. So what is your excuse now? Because in the document, you didn't talk about any of it. You just went in depth with the money situation that I already went in depth about the situation that happened with our emails. Thank you, Gotcha Evie. I gotta go through all the donations. It's like you love this. It's like you love this. Like you love having more things happen. The thumbnail for Sonic Form Fiasco is right here. The thumbnail for Sonic Voice Actors Play Lethal Company is right here. The thumbnail for Sonic X Shadow Generations is right here. And I'm working on Classic Sonic's new outfit on the side. Hold on. I have an entire you think I didn't come prepared. I have an entire Google Drive with information. I have an entire Google Drive full of information, screen recordings, screenshots, things that you were talking about on the side, everything. I have receipts of everything. I have receipts of everything. Let me pull up this screen recording real quick. But you're very scared. Mind you, you and whoever else, Micah, Venus, people on the side who were fueling this vendetta against me. People on the side people on the side were fueling your, like, I have the screen recording. I have the screen recordings of the server you all were talking in. I have seen everything. I have been building up stuff like this for a year. And I was praying I would never have to use any of it. But then it's manipulation and I'm trying to be unprofessional when you were going to delete my YouTube channel. Thank you for the 10 rice tips and thank you for the fucking donation on the Cash App. Let me see. I need to go through these donations because you guys have been amazing, like genuinely. Thank you for the 10 on Cash App. I appreciate that, bro. Good luck with everything. I appreciate. You talk about, and you know what? I'm not going to censor Venus because Venus did this to herself. You talking about, for real, I'm on the verge of tears. All I want is my stuff gone. I want your stuff gone from his trash too. So bad because he doesn't deserve your shit. You have the gaseous art. He needs to keep his grubby hands off of it. It's not about money or drama. It's about principles. All I want is my stuff gone. All I want is my stuff gone. All I want is my stuff gone. It doesn't seem like it. Thank you for the 10 cent, bro. You've been fucking great. I'm sorry you had to see a fucking PFP you drew for me being used by that fucking weirdo shit. All you want is your stuff gone, right? But I'm actively trying to get your stuff gone. I'm actively trying to get your stuff gone. I'm actively trying to get your stuff gone. I have the replacement thumbnails right here. Remove the strikes and we're good. It's that simple. You don't want your stuff gone. You, Venus, Micah, anybody else involved, y'all have been fueling this shit. You don't want your stuff gone. You just don't want to see fucking good fall. And even worse, you guys will lie about things in the back. You guys will genuinely go to other people and lie about me straight to their face because you don't like me. Realize that anybody who ends up talking to me after you guys already do that shit ends up being like, oh shit. And then we're cool and cordial because, you know, you don't have the information that I have, being that you are so busy fear-mongering, you can't step 1 second or even two paces outside of yourself to look at the situation from a broader angle. Remove the strike, put my videos back up on YouTube so I can replace the thumb. Mind you, I've even already gone through the efforts, Moon. I've already gone through the efforts of already replacing your shit. There was one video for a thumbnail that you did that got brought back up, and it's replaced right here. Right here. So it's not a matter of I won't do it and I'm going to refuse to, because I refused at first because I thought you would understand that. I paid for your fucking rights. But whatever, since you striked my channel, it's just like, okay, bruh, whatever. You striked it. Remove the strike and I'll replace the thumbnails. But now it's what? Because in the document, when you went to legal affairs, all you stated was, if he wanted these copyrights to be taken down, he would have posted a document publicly and would have kept things professional between him and I. This is fully demonstrated in his actions online and behind his public image. Bro. I'm fully aware that the document tarnishing my image, humanity, my relationship, and my reputation would come from this situation because how Ronnie has behaved in the past, from current mutuals warning months prior before they left a server they were in with me with him that he would do this exact thing. Mind you, this server that they were referring to, funny enough, Wild was there, this server that they were referring to, people were telling me to make a doc, and I was like, nah, I don't feel like even doing all that. Nah, I don't feel like doing all that. But I could. I said, if she keeps, I said firsthand, like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get pushed to a point where it was, I don't even want to put forth the energy to make a doc. In a recently deleted tweet, Ronnie said he would send someone to talk to me about removing the copyright strikes, but only then would he consider taking down the copyright section of the document, according to what he, according to the person who would talk to me. I did say that. I sure fucking did. I sure fucking did. I sure did say that I would remove the copyright section out of the document if you remove the strikes. So why haven't you? You're acknowledging it right here. Why haven't you? What? What? But Moon's part with me, right, is she thought what she could do is 102 pages is crazy. But it's all the stuff that I talked about in my document, but screenshot context before and after everything. Just giving more involvement. Congrats on the upload. I couldn't have done any. Mind you, I'm even showing my appreciation. This is after Multiverse Mayhem. Congrats on the upload. I couldn't have done any of this without you. It took forever. I had to fight a huge depressive spell. Hopefully everything has been good in Jackpot too, but everyone's really happy the upload happened. I didn't reply, and then she gets sad. Mind you, on the side, she was shit talking me to Zeno. I said, that's me right now, butt booty naked in the shower. Me right now. Bro, are we for real? So you thought what you could do to defend yourself is just to provide more context for screenshots that I could have provided, but I didn't provide because I only had a week to make this document before my channel got deleted? You didn't cover what you did with Zeno's brother and why you did it. You didn't cover the 17-year-old like that you gave an 18+ role in your Discord server. You didn't. You covered Spider Pup. You covered Spider Pup. I can't wait to get into this. You covered Spider Pup. You thought that providing more evidence and screenshots of what we had and what I talked about, not only on live stream, but in the document, would be a defending yourself. You talked about the situation and you just love framing me to be this evil, manipulative, maniacal person because I'm in a situation where I shouldn't have to beg for my videos to be put back up, but whatever, right? We'll get into Spider Pup. We'll get into Spider Pup after this, right? During my time with Ronnie, we had a verbal agreement for the usage of my art. At first, it was originally going to be me providing my services until he had the means to pay me. This is why the 400 was brought up following my leave, as I expected him to follow up on his own word to do so, with that this was calculated based off my commission prices at the time and not commercially. So why the motherfucker am I paying the artwork if I'm not getting the commercial rights for it? Why the motherfucker are you letting me pay for the rights for this? Why are you letting me pay for the artwork if you're like, okay, you can pay for it, but you can't use it? I'm assuming I'm gonna pay for rights. I already went into this entire fucking thing without any commercial fees included. Not a single commission ever requested was made by Ronnie via VGen, and it was made around the time I stopped working for him. It was made known to me that one of my mutual friends, someone a part of Ronnie's staff, mentioned the possibility of a refund being an option for my art being removed, as I had no direct contact with Ronnie, nor did I want to have said contact with him. This is Heat saying, hey, but if shit did happen, would you refund Ronnie? I never said this directly, and mind you, in my emails I brought this up. And it come to my attention over the last month, Ronnie was still conspiring against me via his current partner. Ronnie's partner and multiple current mutuals reached out and tried to help them deal with other allegations that were brought upon him that also ended up being falsified by another person and his current GF about being sexually assaulted by him. I did what I could, even gloated a bit, as I was no longer directly involved with him. However, in my own right, I was no longer comfortable with Ronnie using my art after hearing that he was still talking about me, as any artist has the right to do so. Right, you have the right to do so if they didn't pay for it, or you're like, hey, you can't use this shit. There was never one point in time where you're like, you can't use this shit. She didn't want her things taken down. You didn't want your things taken down. There was never a single point in time where you wanted your shit taken down. until you saw me upload. You didn't give a fuck about shit until you wanted an upload. Now, mind you, let's get into this situation because I'm about to drop a bomb on you. Like I said, I will talk about this later. I ended up going to Katsucon. I think this year. Yeah, February of this year. I ended up going to Katsucon February of this year. And mind you, me and my partner had been broken up around this time. And somebody who I was there with, I hooked up with. Right? I hooked up with a person at Katsucon. Now, mind you, this person ended up saying, oh, this person ended up after I realized that, oh, they just got into a relationship the day after we hooked up. I didn't lay a single finger on this person since. And because of that, she got mad. And she went around telling a bunch of different people different things, but she ended on the fact that she called me a rapist. Now, obviously, if you hear your homeboy's a rapist, you're gonna fucking get away from them. But thankfully, luckily by me, I had video proof of the action because she asked me to record it. And I thankfully still had the video. So that video is the only thing that ended up saving me from being an alleged rapist, right? And everybody turned on this person because they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you lie about rape? Like, what is your issue? So, no coder doesn't work with Moon. I had a video of the act. But this wasn't Moon. This was somebody completely else on the side who ended up getting dropped from everything and everyone because she lied about somebody. Like, you don't play about that shit. You don't lie about something like that, bro. At all. You never do that. Stop asking me about Beta Bash, my nigga. If Forum Fiasco don't come back up, it's not coming out. But she goes, I did what I could, even gloated a bit. You gloated at the fact that I was an alleged rapist, apparently? What? So where's the line? Where's the line? But cool, you didn't want your art used. I ended up beating whatever the fuck she said because again, I have video proof and I made sure I have it fucking stored away in a drive in case she ever wants to speak up and say some shit. Mind you, that was an entire situation in February, right? But cool. That's that. So she gloated about me apparently being an alleged rapist because it's like, ha, a bad person, or this person who I think is a bad person just did another bad thing, whatever, right? You're weird. You're weird. I was never conspiring against you. I've been told so many times that I should speak up, step out. The only reason this doc came out is because so many of my friends pushed me to it. She pushed me to it. What's going on, Neo? But I was cordial enough to send the email based on the PayPal thing. Business matters, saying my terms and conditions. Read this, right? You know what she does here? She says, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you may contact me via my work email or via Discord. I have no interest talking about anything aside from that matter. I refunded the payment. Look at this. Then I was met by him preaching me via Twitter and Discord, even though I said I wasn't okay. Like, what? This is just funny. Even though I said I wasn't okay with him contacting me through Discord. In the email, literally one scroll up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you may contact me via my work email or via Discord. What? What are we talking about? You make no sense. Whatever. But again, Anytime she wants to call me a manipulator, she puts it in blue, right? I wasn't comfortable with having any kind of conversation with him until the email was read and understood. Instead, I was met with manipulation and downplaying, as well as threats of blackmail in regards to the released information you now saw him post. Me being respectful, we don't talk. I saw the PayPal notification. You got some shit going on. I've seen and heard. I don't think it's right to take any sort of money from you right now. There was no note connected to the money, so I'm asking what's this for so I can do what you want me to do. My nigga. Does that look like manipulation or downplaying? Continuing. Hi, you ain't gotta be on defense. I ain't going to do nothing. I saw the PayPal notif with no note. I refunded the payment because I don't do that. What was that for? I suggest you checking your email. Haven't been logged into that email for ages. I genuinely hadn't been logged into that email for ages, by the way. Can you not say it here? I'd rather not. They said, for obvious reasons, I don't feel like Discord's the appropriate way to communicate with you. I don't know what you mean. This aggression is not especially considering what you did in order to cover up the things you've done yourself. I told you I don't have access to the email connected to my PayPal, so I, again, don't know what said a refund was for. I do, but not connected to any PayPal, nor do I have the money anymore because, again, it was refunded. Yes, I'm aware the money had been returned. I'm asking for your email because I'm not okay with speaking to you directly via Discord. She said I could talk to her via Discord, but whatever. Continuing. So please provide your email address so this conversation doesn't continue any further. I mean, I reached out on Twitter too, lol. That's not what I'm asking. If it's that important, you can just say it here, just like everything else. Even a copy paste will do. Again, I'm not going to discuss this on Discord. I don't have the need to direct contact with you, things like this. I would be refunding you again the money tomorrow, as I'm perfectly fine with doing so. You will have your reasoning and further information sent to your email. I said, I actually have you blocked, so we could have a progressive conversation about it. And I was going to unblock when we both came to an understanding. Is this manipulation and downplaying, chat? Chat, is this manipulation and downplaying? Not accepting money until we can come to a compromise? No, I'm saying, am I manipulating and downplaying? Sorry, let me fix that. Chat, is this manipulation and downplaying, trying to come to a mutual understanding? Okay, so I'm not batshit psycho. Is it, chat? Thank you, Akai. Why are you so dead set on talking to you here? I have no other reasons to talk to you directly aside from setting the reason for the refund, which she didn't until the very end. There's no progress to be made with this conversation. I'm simply closing this chapter with you. And I said, closing a chapter? How strong of you to say. Quite frankly, it's baffling how noble you are coming off when we both know the reason why you started ending a chapter with me in the first place. Trying to cover your tracks, I haven't brought things public for your sake, to which I said in my streams multiple times. All I'm asking is a simple reasoning list here, and you can't even do that. As you said at the start, this is between you and me, so please send your reasonings here. You are the one who sent yourself my way. I'm aware the things between you and me were intimate, and unfortunately, those things are set in stone and done. I'm aware of the things you hold above my head. However, I'm cordial enough to refund you the money you sent me last year, as I don't want that in my hands anymore. I'm not here to argue, believe it or not. I'm here to cut ties with you for good, so we both continue on our separate paths. Shit, when it's stuck up on my YouTube channel, it don't seem like it, though, my nigga, but whatever. What you do with the information about me is up to you, Ronnie. Do know this, though. I was raised well enough to know my wrongs, and I admit the way I handled things were handled wrong, but I have no remorse for anything I did for anyone affected by actions. As much as I may seem noble and fake to you, it says volumes about how you are as a person, as a partner, and as a man. Whatever. She sent the list and then blocked me. I couldn't even reply. Sad face. Whatever. At this point, I grew tired, set my demands, and blocked him, as I was not okay talking about legal matters over a Discord conversation. Suddenly after the conversation was done, he had access to the email he mentioned he had no access to and responded back. Of course, I'm gonna log into the email to see what the fuck you were talking about, and so I can communicate with you, being that you blocked me on Discord, which is one of the things you told me I could reach out on, but okay. Showing that she blocked me, but hello, Roxanne, thank you for the email. I got logged into my account to see this too, as you unadded me on Discord, which you told me I could reach out on. I'll respond here. As terms as your VGen terms of service attached here, it is stated that under the use category, any art for commercial use must be notified and paid the designated commercial use fee. There are no exceptions to this. Also, based on this point, after what happened with Jackpot, I paid full price, which you calculated total as attached here. With that being said, at that point, the pieces did belong to me legally since agreements were followed. This would have been a different conversation if the incident happened if you did not ask for a refund and instead wanted me to remove what you asked for in this email at that point in time, but the exchange still happened anyway. I'm refusing your request to pay me back for what I said, being that I paid for said rights already. I will not be allowing myself to be paid back for rights I paid for as per your terms of service, being that I own said art and rights. As per another section in your terms of use under the refund category, it stated, refunds are non-negotiable after the first 24 hours of the request being submitted, or after the final sketch is approved. If you pay via 2 payments, the first payment you make is non-refundable. As the consumer and owner of said product I paid for, I'm choosing the right to respect the rules and binding terms of your TOS, being that they are non-refundable, non-negotiable, and being that there are no exceptions to this. As for my friend speaking on my behalf, I did not explicitly say I would stop using it if I was paid back. I never wanted a refund in the first place. That was him going out of his own way to ask a question for something he himself was curious about. Thank you kindly for reaching out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Best of luck on your future endeavors. Apologies for the second email. This is me, by the way. I stated above, I'm following the terms of service provided. There is nothing in the terms of service that explicitly states as of today, July 12, 2025, 5:12 a.m., that you as a creator have the right to take back or prevent the use of any purchased product at any given time, to which I do suggest adding. Not only that, but attach your VGen site listing your rules and terms of service for your commission work was created May of 24, and the payment for said product was set July of 24 after your terms of service have been made and established. If you want to go legal with this, I will proceed accordingly. I wholeheartedly recommend against it, but it is and always will be your call. Have an amazing night. It's clearly not how terms of service work. Even though it was a service he never used or talked to me about while working for him, there was never any legally binding agreement or contract with me stating everything I drew for him to use was to... What? With me stating that everything that I drew for him was his to own. Of course I want to own it, and I'm gonna own it. I paid for it, and I'm using it on a YouTube channel. You're dumb. This is just dumb. This is genuinely just dumb. This, like... So, he ends up responding back the next day. I got a headache. Chat, this sucks. My VGen was created during the months I worked for you. However, no commission was made through the website. Terms of service is limited to the usage of the VGen request form system. All commissions and product were worked along with you during those months from as a friend for papers of your request. Payment was agreed many months beforehand without the use of terms of service nor contract agreements, as were mutual personal agreements. Said payments weren't made until the complete fallout of Jackpot. As an individual artist, it is within my right to withdraw my consent or the usage of from someone who no longer regards me in a positive light. If it was regarding a company or a larger corporation itself, legally speaking, I cannot stop you from using my products. However, as an individual and self-employed person, I'm completely within my rights to take the actions for my safety and comfort. A legal battle over artwork I simply wish, mind you, a legal battle over artwork I simply wish to be replaced and taking down is tiring and suffocating for both parties, but I will not hesitate to take any actions to assure my work is taken down. Okay. All right, and I'm saying that I'm going to take down your work, being that I have the thumbnails here. So why are the strikes still up on my channel? You say you grew from this situation, but if you really wanted this to be over, to which I think you love drama, and I think you love engaging in things like this because it's fun for you, then you would remove the strike off my channel so you can permanently be cut from anything that I do. You didn't, mind you, in this document, she didn't even give a reason as to why she's not going to remove the strike. But I'd given him a week to see if he would take anything into consideration. I'd offered my manager's email. Mind you, let's go to the first email. Where's the first email? Where's the first email? Where's the first email? Where's the first email? Mind you, she snuck diss my team, like Luzzy, Cad, anybody who works for me. I hope you're able to at least pay the part of the amazing talent that was and is brave enough to work and deal with you. Mind you, this is her first email to me. That doesn't seem like professionalism. That doesn't seem like professionalism that that she herself wanted. Just good old kite. Don't worry about that. Mind you, even more so, right? Let's go to my channel. You see this new banner? This new banner that I replaced because I don't want the strikes on my channel anymore. You see this new banner? You see this new banner on my YouTube channel that's not the same as my old one? You see that new banner and this new thumbnail? Like, I'm going through the works and effort to change the shit that she wanted me to change, right? Like, mind you, do note this does not involve anyone forcing me to shake up any competition. I'm simply expressing my distaste and seeing my art continue to work by you. So, at that point, you know, she's saying that's between me and her. So when she gives me her manager email, I'm not gonna email this fuck ass nigga. The same nigga who, when my doc dropped, was like hella on the golden hate train. Why would I email somebody who clearly had, like, I'm willing to deal with the person who I like. You don't target things like that. You don't target. Hold on. Let me actually fucking pull this up because this is sad. This is nothing but sad. I think I actually quoted him. Mind you, let's go to my document. Yeah. Yeah, I linked him. I sure did fucking link him. So this is the account, right? And then let's go to replies. What's this last reply? A different document made by a racist group of people, a racist old friend group who defended a Hispanic by saying the C slur. Somebody going, "What's the substance? Where's the juice? Where's the grime?" You responding to that saying they're dick riding. Why would I talk to this nigga? Especially if it's a matter between you and me. What? But she tried to send the money back again. I told you guys I refuted that. But in regards to the ad revenue funding my wedding, though in poor taste, it was a joke made in a private setting that someone clearly didn't like and shared with Ronnie. Mind you, financial compensation was up in the air, and frankly now an unlikely ending for this situation. This was made the day after I sent the emails, not the copyright claims. Copyright claiming his videos were my last resort, being that I was not taken seriously and my threats are clearly being seen as a bluff. So on the final day before the deadline, when final email was sent by her manager that I didn't give a fuck to email to, because if you're a grown-ass woman who wanted to handle this professionally, you should be emailing me back and forth, being that it is your work. Why would you have somebody else on the side email me about your work? So Blue sent me a final email. Didn't give a fuck. And then obviously this is a document tarnishing her image. There would be no image to tarnish at all if you would have simply not stricken my channel. But now that you did strike my channel 3 times, it's a matter of how the fuck are we gonna go about this? Like, again, I have the thumbnails ready. I'm ready to replace them. If you don't want your work tied to me, I'll remove them. But if he wanted these copyright strikes to be taken down, he wouldn't have posted a document publicly and would have kept things professional. Mind you, Moon's the kind of person to where if you were trying to go to her about something like this, especially if it's something she caused and she doesn't like you, she'll screenshot it and send it in a group setting, and laugh about it. And she probably still would have said no to me, even if I did tell her I would change this shit, right? So, and mind you, this is evident. This is evident in her drawing me smelly in a private server, which she never covered. Her drawing me, saying that anytime she dogs on me, she used the halo. Her dogging me. None of that was covered in the document. None of that was covered in the document. The minor giving the role wasn't covered in the document. What she did with Zeno wasn't covered in the document. She didn't cover so much shit because all she had to do was say sorry. All you had to do was say sorry. Final statements. Let's read this. You're right. I stated previously, I take full responsibility for my parts. No, you don't. I've shown that none of my actions were given full context or explanation, and I'm aware I can lose people and friends because of this situation. I'm okay with this. My relationship is still put together and strong. I'll be moving forward regardless of what was said about me in the future. I've taken the steps I needed to in my personal life to better myself. Apparently not. If you keep the strikes up, if the situation was truly taken seriously, all these issues would have been stated immediately after the fact. Instead, they are used with true malicious intent. True malicious intent. But true malicious intent. Using your platform to stream to your mainly minor audience to promote harassment, which I never did. You know what? Let's debunk that right now. Let's debunk that right now. There were so many times in this live stream where I was like, hey, let's not promote. Getting cut off like point. To the do nothing. She goes screenshots because they thought it was slick to talk over her February 19th mother, who was a bigger creator. Like, right? Things had happened to remove the strikes, to which I clarified I deleted the person's. It wouldn't have mattered when you not plan to strike your videos down. Oh, I'm gonna have to go through this whole thing. But I said it multiple times. It's a fucking hour 24 long video. But there's so many times where even in my Discord server and in this stream, I said, do not harass these niggas. Do not harass these niggas. Whenever we found out somebody was harassing somebody, we timed them out from the chat because we don't play about that shit. I wouldn't play about that shit because I knew what it's like to be on the receiving end of it. I knew what it was like to be harassed. I knew what it was like to get my phone number leaked and then have constant people belittling you on your phone and not even getting a break when you're trying to stay away from the internet. I talked to my girlfriend. I said, I feel at fault for the harassment she's facing. I've been in the same spot she is. I know how overwhelming it feels. I talked to my girl, like, there's the announcement in my Discord like server, right? There were so many instances on the side. I didn't even feel good about making the document. I didn't even feel good about making the fucking document. I didn't want to do this. I've been canceled before and I know what the harassment of that goes under. Like, I know how harsh the masses, I know how harsh you guys can be. I know how harsh the internet can be. Of course I'm gonna talk to my audience about you trying to take videos away from them. But let's finish this. Using your platform to stream to your mainly minor audience to promote harassment, which I didn't do, to fearmonger me back down, to back down what your actions take fault, no accountability, and try to play victim while threatening to sue me for his depths in his own action show exactly who Ronnie is as a human being and a content creator. What? I'm in the wrong for going public about shit because you wanted to delete my YouTube channel. I'm thank the Lord that YouTube gave me 7 days to figure shit out. I wouldn't even be able to live stream or put my shit up. The only people I feel bad for are the people who put blind faith into people who have far more influence in audiences than me. Mind you, this tweet barely got out because I only have 1,000 followers. While you're sitting up there at how many? 25,000. You're sitting here at 25,000 followers. I was forced to. Genuinely was forced to go public. I didn't have any other choice. I consider many of these people involved to be friends of people I cared about. There's only so much I can say to convey my truth is deep. My deepest truths, in fact. Those who are worked with Ronnie, I'm very sorry to hear that you have to get your work caught in the crossfire. However, I've been clear and kind enough to Ronnie to prevent this from happening. There's been not an ounce of kindness this whole time. If you have anyone to blame for this, not taking proper care to action and addressing a very serious and legal situation like this, there's only one person who can take that blame. Sorry to think that I paid for the artwork and the rights to the artwork, but whatever. One final thing I would like to address. I'm not claiming that I'm completely innocent in anything. There are many things that I should not have done. I have to improve myself, not just online, but my personal life and friendships as well. This can be said for anyone involved. At the end of the day, we are all human. We make choices and mistakes that follow us through life, but you can only do so much by admitting to faults and not taking true accountability and facing our consequences head on. I truly do hope that everyone involved can learn to think for themselves and make their own judgments without the influence of someone who resorts to smear campaigns to make people submit to him. After this is posted, I will no longer be present online in any social way. I'll only be around to post art commissions and personal art that I wish to share. I will no longer be talking about anything further in case in the case of any formal legal action needs to be made or any legal counsel needs to be involved. The document that was formed against me was made very unprofessionally with the inclusions of internet memes and unnecessary commentary. Sorry, you know, she's talking about she's talking about the fucking how old are we again, shit like that. We're talking about the fucking did you know that I forget where did I put did you know, or does she know? I don't. Oh no, and the fucking please grow and change as a person. Where's the fucking does she know? Whatever, I'll find it later. But she's talking about that shit. I think it's in my right to joke about a situation and try to feel a little humorous about it, being that, you know, my entire livelihood's on the line. While I understand Ronnie is a content creator, is no way acceptable to approach to addressing legal matters at the hand publicly. Ronnie and Zeno have large, uncontrolled audiences, rallying up your fans to attack me, threaten to dox me. Nobody did that. No! Me nor Zeno did never threaten to dox you, bro. Are we for real? You did dox me! You were upset when other people didn't want to, so you did it yourself. You had a whole golden hate server. No lawyer would condone the handling of Ronnie's documented situation. I wish you the best of luck if or when you do decide to pursue legal action against me. Thank you for taking the time to read the time necessary to read this in this entirely. This entire document was a fucking nothing burger. I know she has moles in my Discord server. Cool, they can see what the fuck she's up to too. And if she wants to condone everything that she's doing, then that shows the kind of people that they are. Have rats in my Discord server. Have moles in my Discord server. I had a mole in one of your servers to know what the fuck you were saying. That's why I was able to go to bed peacefully. Sleep like safe and sound, knowing that this was stupid. Mind you, let me pull this up. I handled this situation greatly. One of Moon's friends ended up reaching out to me, right? Let me read this out. They reached out to me and they said, where's it at? Where'd it go? Where'd you go, bud? Yeah, I found it. They go, friend of Moon's here. I'm here to talk. If that's okay, if you have some spare time to help me out. I'm not going to start conflict, nor am I going to start defending one side without any stories and proof being put on the table, waiting on Moon and Sin. But what do? I'm torn on the choices I have. I've been with Moon since Splatoon. I don't know how to handle this, nor do I know how to tell Moon that what if she's doing is true. I know saying shit is true or not to someone who just released a document as a fucking clown move, but I know I'm at a disbelief gold. How do I deal with this when the only friend I can relate to in the past was her? How should I handle this when I myself can't handle it? You're free to ignore it. I just need to say this. Sorry for bothering you. I said, I promise to not engage in anything outside of my wants for Moon out of this, but just wait. You're your own person. You make your own decisions. I don't know what she can rebuttal with, but I also don't care. I want this to be a situation where things can move forward without us not having to talk anymore. I know it affects people close to her. I used to be her friend too. I know it hurts, but the best thing to do is not hold any hate for her yet. Wait till she responds, only then make your decision. I didn't fabricate anything in the document, but if she has more context to clear things up, wait for that. They go, all right, cool, thank you. I will keep that in mind. I appreciate that response. I said, if she hasn't done anything to you, if she's been true to you, you're one of the people she means it genuinely with. Maybe not all people like me and Zeno, but some of the few. No problem. Have a good night. Even when her friends came to me about this fucking situation, I even told them, hey, wait till what she has to say. I have the right to hold so much hate and resentment for her, and I said wait. I didn't say she's a fake ass bitch, don't fucking talk to her anymore. I said I told that person to wait for her response, formulate your opinion when she replies, move forward after that. Only you can make your own decisions. I just said what was true to me. What she did after the fact is she replied, right? She responded, gave her 2-piece saying I sent people out to attack her, which I didn't. I told all y'all to not do it. Those of you who did it shouldn't ever fucking do that again. Zeno backed me up. You're mad that Zeno backed me up. Zeno backed me up because you're a bad person. Zeno shit talked me too. But then he realized, dang, all this on a kid. Doing all this for a kid who made a fucking who made genuinely a mistake. That wasn't right. Mind you, Zeno didn't even provide me with the screenshots originally. Zeno gave me some small things, but then once he realized that I genuinely took time to build myself up as a creator, as a person, and only when you attacked me is when he was like, all right, here's more context. Zeno backed me up because you were wrong. All you had to do was say sorry, but not only did you put yourself in a deeper hole by deleting messages out of our DMs, not holding yourself accountable for the things that you should have, but you're saying this is a smear campaign. None of this would happen if you gave me my videos. Telling us to change as people, we did change, you're not. The whole reason this happened is because I changed. I'd rather be hurt by the truth than comforted by lies. Cause that's the kind of person I am now. Maybe not a year ago, but that's the kind of person I am now. So, she dropped this response to her document and opened her commissions. Thank you for the 20 retro. I appreciate it. Genuinely, thank you for the 20, bro. All your kind words, they genuinely mean a lot. But I just want this to be over. Let's wrap this up. Trigger warning for, like, sexual assault themes, by the way. So step out if you can't handle it. In her document, she talked about, mind you, she talked about the fact that in my final statement, I talked about her arrest. Mind you, she went into detail about a one-off statement I made in the final thing, but not the things that she should have, like what she did with me, how she attacked me, how she was like making hate art, how she was willing to throw out Zeno at the stop of a dime, how she was willing to make memes about me, get my phone number leaked, all this other things. Not addressing the minor who had the 18-year-old when he was 17. But she did address the one-off comment that I made at the end of my closing statement when I said, I kept so many things quiet, even your arrest and charges. I didn't even go into that. But shit, she did. So let's talk about it. In regards to the spider sona and the events surrounding it, that happened out of my sheer misjudgment and mishandling of the situation. Although my actions were reckless, under no circumstances were they made under the vice of directly harming any person directly. Of course not. You did it because you were stupid. She's admitting right here that she's admitting right here that she genuinely, that she did do what that I mentioned in the document, that she was sending whimpering audios in the public chat. You know what? I'll give it to you. We're all stupid a couple years ago. But what you didn't do is you didn't grow from it, because literally not even a month ago or a couple months ago, you gave a minor an 18 role when he's a minor. You didn't change from any of what you're about to list here. But after having validly been told off, because members told her off, I completely stepped away from the situation and chose to no longer engage with anyone in the said server. The actions I took to prevent that from ever happening would have been implemented within my staff and my server for over a year with ID documentation, creating NSFW content for a paid audience. No other incidents happened within my community whatsoever. If you have any questions about that, you can directly ask any member of my staff within my server. Yeah, talk to her friends who validate everything she does. Her instigating friends. Like Infinite Blue, that will always take her side no matter what. At least my friends held me accountable for the shit that I did, and still hold me accountable for the shit that I, for the mistakes that, I would make. But whatever. I've already apologized for my actions to those involved and took the steps to prevent something like that from ever happening again. I will not be apologizing for treating minors as what they are, minors. Apparently you didn't treat them as what they were. Because you, gave a minor an 18 plus role, a 17-year-old an 18 plus role. That's not treating them like minors, especially with what was happening in the VC at the time, but I digress. Concerning the final statement in Ronnie's document about my arrest and subsequent mental health issues following, despite me not wanting to talk about it, I will be vulnerable and comment. My story was told in confidence to both Zeno and Ronnie, and they reassured me they would never speak about it without my consent or my permission, as the situation had led up to very dark moments in my life. Please proceed to this next session with caution, as it mentions my own sexual assault. So, mind you, this is a rough topic, because what she does is she goes into details about her own sexual assault before diving into what she got arrested for. I'm not going to read this out loud. I'll give you a second to. But she goes into context about what happened to her. But then she goes, I was arrested for accusations of sexually assaulting a minor that I cared for in a shared home with my mother and late stepfather. I was subsequently arrested for those accusations and got placed under house arrest for 6 months, not being able to leave home and only going out for my studies. Right after my arrest, the family that pressed charges against me fled the country back to Colombia, leaving me to deal with the fallout. I was left to pick up the pieces by myself, and I was forced to a court-mandated psychiatrical sexual therapy for the next 3 years until I graduated from high school. My relationship with Sin was seen as a bad influence and used as evidence from accusations, which is obviously a horrendous way to make me feel over something I never did. It happened when I was 15. The situation created deep trauma for myself, as it led to many trust, mental, and sexual issues that I've been dealing on my own for the last decade. Up to the people who had depression that I can trust with at this time. I am not ashamed of what I went through, as it taught me a lot about myself and the people I surround myself. Apparently not. But however, a situation I spoke about in weakness and vulnerability, using me to seem like a predator, as if it happened recently, is truly disgusting. Using it to fuel a false narrative about me out of panic and sheer fear. I showed exactly how Ronnie and his colleagues are as people. I didn't bring it up, you did. But if you got arrested for it, and they forced you into psychiatric therapy for it, and you were on an ankle monitor for it, even when you were 15, the court doesn't do that without proof. I'm not going to get into that, but regardless, what you did was you decided to, before getting into a situation, before you deciding to get into a situation that was very deep rooted, and obviously that I only brought up in passing, where was this for everything else? Right? But regardless, what you tried to do was to bring up your sexual assault to cushion the fall of what you were about to talk about. Newsflash. You can be assaulted and still assault somebody, and only the court knows what happened. I had been assaulted too. I had been assaulted too. I had gotten R-worded before. Did you see me bring that up whenever I was talking about the situation when somebody accused me of it? No. No, I didn't. She's not going to remove the strikes. What she did was she's deciding to not be as active on her public social medias. And she opened commissions right after. No, don't even apologize to me for it. Regardless, like, I'm not trying to make it a big deal. I'm just saying you don't use that as an excuse. Just like you don't use your autism as an excuse. And autism can be used as an excuse if it prevents you from functioning. But if you're high functioning, having Asperger's syndrome like I do, or whatever you have, since you also have autism, we as people are not our mental illnesses. We as people are not our traumas. Sure, they can be an explanation, but never use it as an excuse. Ever. Because that's the same standard you held me to. You lied about everything. Again, for the people who just tuned in, and for the people who are Minty Moon defenders, right? For the people who just tuned in, and for the people who are Minty Moon defenders, this is the screenshot of our DMs as of today. Right? Let's put that to the side. And this is the screenshot of her when I was making the document. Let's put this side by side, chat. You see how something is very clearly missing here? You see how something is very clearly missing here? So, before you talk about me twisting a narrative, the validity of your screenshots are put into high and hard question because while you were screenshotting, you could have deleted your context. No, her partner knows about this and is fine with it, apparently. So, shit. Hey, good for them. Good for them. Whatever. Like, this is crazy. That's their relationship. Regardless, I brought up the fact that me bringing up our relationship was important so you guys could see how fast, hard, and disrespectful she switched up. So, hey, leave that relationship to that. Hey, if that's how they get down, that's how they get down, whatever. But it's just a little confusing because at the beginning of us talking, she said she didn't want to open her relationship. But now, the validity of her document comes into crazy question. Knowing that she decided to take screenshots, like 100 pages worth of screenshots of our conversations and what happened between us. But now, we know that she is deleting messages. She's deleting messages. You know what? I'm gonna tweet about this right now. I'm gonna tweet about this right now for the people who are not in the stream. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is genuinely so crazy. Ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. So, what's the move? If you're talking about not like you don't want to go, like we don't want to, I don't want to go through a lawsuit. I'm genuinely tired and I know you don't want to go through a lawsuit either. Take down the strikes. Let me replace your art. Move on from this shit. If you're really above all this shit that you were saying that you were doing, move on so we can get past this, bro. Because it's draining. This is draining. She really needs to understand as long as she keeps this strike on my channel, she will forever be connected to me, bro. Like, if you really, like, I showed multiple times all you wanted. I said multiple times all you wanted. This is what you said, actually. All you said what you wanted was your work to be taken down and to move on. You're not doing that. This document was a giant nothing burger. I don't want to sue. Just remove the strike. Remove the strike so we can be done. You talk about wanting to be done. You will forever hear about me and you will forever be tied to me as long as this copyright strike is up on my channel and my videos have been removed. If you remove this strike, we're done. It's like you like this. We've long since passed the fact of you only wanting your work taken down. This is genuine bitterness. This is you're being bitter. This is spite showing in its purest form. Emoji. Like, a week from today, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. By the 11th, please take it down, or I'm gonna take legal action, and I don't want to do that. Like, I'm ready, but please don't bring us there. Because if you take a hit, this is not going to, like, if you take a hit, this is going to be worse for you. If you still want commissions, if you still want your, like, if you still want to let the record show that you are a good person and a good artist worthy of staying in the artist space, you genuinely need to remove the strikes and you are fine. Just remove these strikes and you are fine. I only brought it public because you put my channel in jeopardy. I had to. What else was I supposed to do? Thank you all for the support again, by the way. So, all in all, her document was a giant nothing burger. I can't even, like, there's nothing that I can literally say right now that can, like, outdo how done I already feel. But shit, bro. Hey, bro, listen. We got a week. You say you're not racist, but I showed proof. And you said you weren't harassing me, but I showed more proof. I have proof of everything. There's so much proof I sat on because I felt like you were going to lie about it. And guess what? You did. You did lie about it. Again, I say, don't let any harassment fall upon her way. Like, don't attack her. Nobody attack her. I've said this the entire time. I haven't even been interacting with things that have, like, been talking about her. You say this was supposed to be the end-all be-all, straight to the point. Oh yeah, I'm countering everything document, but you did nothing but make yourself look worse by deleting context and screenshots out of our DMs to push a narrative that you wanted to falsely push, but I was able to full counter. The moment I noticed you were deleting stuff is when your document became invalid, because now we know that you would delete anything that looks like now we know you would delete anything that looks like you were going to be, like, either A, romantic, or B, involved with me. Because you were. Shit, man. Let's read through these donations, because I didn't get a chance to before. Hey, bro. If we can get this all settled, like I said, I got an upload for y'all real quick. And y'all are really gonna like who's in the upload, bruh. Y'all are really gonna fuck with it. But yeah, let's go through these donations real quick, because I wasn't able to fully pay attention because I yap a lot. Let's start from the very jump. How do I Thank you. Gotcha Evie with the $2 said some mangoes to eat while reading this. Thank you for the mangoes. Mochi said, told you she was gonna bring the victim card. I feel like we all could assume that. $2 from Gotcha Evie. She's more cooked than a steak. She's on fire. Hey, like I said, no harassment, but genuinely it shows that there is genuine no truth to her words, and the validity to her statements are twisted, and she will do anything to change it. Yay with the $5 said mostly everything was originally stated by you was not covered. At the end of the day, this was not an attempt to save her own, this was an attempt to save her own ass, and it did not work. Gotcha Evie with the 5 saying, I say let her dig the hole bigger, but this is gonna hurt worse more than anything. Thank you for the 5, and then the additional 20. Gotcha Evie, you were crazy with it. Thank you for the 20 with the note Sue money. Thank you for the $10 rice tips. Actually $20 because you also donated 10 on my Cash App. I appreciate that. Sen is the person who drew my YouTube PFP that I've been rocking this whole time. Shout out Sen. I love you, Sen. You've been amazing throughout this entire situation. Genuinely very supportive. Sen is an artist who I asked opinions about the entire situation of. They gave me their honest feedback and their honest opinions as an artist. She was wrong. I asked so many artists for their opinions on this situation. Not twisting a narrative, I gave the evidence. I didn't say what I said. I asked for opinions. And everyone is in agreement. This is just out of spite. Thank you for the $10 with the caps. I appreciate that. Again, Gotcha Evie, thank you for the $1 Decade 15. Yay with the 20. She didn't want her things taken down. This is an act of fear and pettiness to take you down because she's guilty about what you two had. She believes if she takes you down, she'll win. As an artist, I'm sorry. This is wasted potential. I appreciate that. Yay. Gotcha with the 2 saying the 4K is wheel. Zeno with the 2 saying uncontrolled audience set me. Like, bro, what? Regardless, no matter what we do, there's still going to be the people who go out of their way. What we can do as like a community is be intentional to make sure we don't harass and put down, we don't harass any creators and put them down. Like, regardless, I don't care what she does. She can continue working on commission. She can do what she wants to do, but I'm bringing to light what she was doing to me in the back, and the lies and the deception. And she's saying I'm being manipulative, but everything that I said, I attached a screenshot or a video to. Retro goes, accountability is tough, but it always catches up. There's a rainbow down that tunnel, golden. Don't worry. Thank you, Retro. From Classic Sonic Hub, screenshot it in case she deletes it for the $2. I don't gotta. That one screenshot we have shows that she probably did it with so many others. Ninja C with the $2. Well, that's not good. I know. And Naomi, I'm blocking you. Never send me money again. Regardless, thank you all for listening. This was a big yap session. It took 2 hours to go through all this. Like I said, my intentions are known. Put my videos back up so we can move on from this shit. I will replace the thumbnails. I already replaced the thumbnails and I replaced the banner. So I'm showing my being intentional to talk about what you wanted to talk about, which is just having your art removed. But you genuinely need to cut this out so we can move forward, because as long as it strikes on my channel, neither of us are moving forward from this. You think you're above the situation, you think that you can like genuinely push away from it. There is no pushing away. There is no accountability from you. You turned off replies. You're not holding yourself accountable, and I need you to. Genuinely, a sorry would have made you look so good in this situation. You could have went, sorry for how I treated you. Sorry for how I treated you outside of the document. Like, mind you, I'm not even mad about the document. It's how you treated me with the document. It's how you treated me after the document dropped and continue to treat me. You didn't talk about you're deleting messages out of our DMs to push your narrative. You didn't talk about the minor you gave this 18+ role to. You didn't talk about what you did with Zeno and his brother. You didn't talk about what you did with me, how you harassed me, the art that you posted about me that was out of malice, malicious. You didn't talk about the weird art you drew of me in the side server. You didn't talk, but you talked about things that were smaller because you realized you couldn't defend yourself. And when you're in a situation where you realize you can't defend yourself, that's when you say sorry and you acknowledge you're wrong, but you did it. Like, I don't want to play devil's advocate. Chat, I just hit 100K. You think I want to spend my, like, start to 100K as just non-stop talking about drama. I hate it. I hate drama more than anything, bro. I hate drama more than anything. Anyone connected to me knows that. Thank you for the $5, Keo. I want to move on so I can give y'all good ass videos. Any moon defenders, whatever you counter with, shit. Crazy delusion, that's on you. I don't choose who you associate with, but just know you associate with that kind of person. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for what you said, for what you've done. Just say sorry and move on so we can move on. I promise you, you are a talented artist, bro. You are a talented artist, and that's what got you to where you are right now. But your actions are making you look bad. All you have to do is move forward by removing the strikes off my channel so we can go our separate ways, because that's what you wanted, yes? You said you wanted that, yes? I'll be providing a little bit of updates on my Twitter, so here's the link to that. But your actions don't show that you want to move on from this. As long as this strike is connected to me and connected to you, there's nothing that can happen. I'll read your donation, Keo. Keo with the 5 goes, poopy fart dookie stain. Are you happy? Look, genuinely, I've been trying to be respectful this entire time. Shit, yeah, I could have took the videos down originally. I thought, you know, I had rights, which I did. But you took it down, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Put the videos back up and I'll change it. And you're refusing to. And you told somebody that I would figure out why. You told somebody I would figure out exactly why you decided to not put the videos back up in this document, and you didn't talk about it at all. You didn't talk about even a lick of it. So, I mean, I don't know what to fucking do, bro. Like, remove the shit. Remove the strike so we can move on. What you're saying is fucking fear-mongering and whatever the hell else you said. This wouldn't happen if you just removed the strike. And believe me, people aren't gonna let you live this down. People are not gonna let you live this down. You and your boyfriend can block me, obviously. But opening commissions, trying to sweep things under the rug, that's not what's gonna work here. If you really want to know ties to me, remove the strike and we can be good. And I don't know why your friends who always want your better judgment, right, are not telling you to remove the strike so you can move on and not have to deal with this anymore, because that is the best option for not only you, but me too. You made a nothing burger response. You deleted messages out of our DMs to try to push your narrative that you put in our document. You didn't cover a lot of the things you needed to cover. And you turned off replies to your tweet so that people can't say anything. But obviously people are going to, in quotes, people who don't even have any involvement with me. Mind you, somebody ended up reaching out to me and being like, I waited for her response, and it was kind of like, somebody ended up reaching out to me and essentially going like, hey Golden, I want to say thank you for the moon doc. I was waiting for her response and it was you know? Let me get their exact words. Hold on. Where's the DM? Did I lose it? Oh, it was you, Yay. Hello, Yay. I don't know where the fucking message went. Oh, there it is. Ye was like, hello, Golden. You know me. I'm just an artist on Twitter who followed Moon. I want to say thank you for helping me see who she really was with the dog. I was awaiting her response, and it was really off in the end, unfortunately. I've commissioned her in the past. I'm waiting for another one as of May that I haven't received, guessing for matters unfolding now. But I don't want to support anyone like that, so thank you. I'm sorry about what happened. I hope you can get your videos back up soon, and you have a great day. Even, like, people waited for her response. People waited for your response, and without me even needing to say anything live or publicly, they still saw through it. No, I don't hang out with Pixel anymore. It's a headache. Literally, the best option would have been for her to say, I'm sorry, and I'll remove the strikes, and I realize what happened with me is wrong, and I'll take some time. But to take a situation like this as unseriously as you did, and then was like, I'll be available for commissions. No, bro. So, hey, bro. I've done all I can do. I've said all I can say. I'll tweet at her and let her know, like, she's got a week. And literally just, it's for her best. And, you know, I'll tweet about it right now. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tweet about this. Because genuinely, I mean, what else can we do? All right, bro. I'm gonna send the tweet in the chat. If she doesn't do it after this, like, which would make her genuinely look great in the end, because she would finally remove it and we can all go our separate ways, I don't know what will. But hey, I appreciate y'all staying to listen. We were averaging like 300 for a while, so I really fuck with it. I appreciate that. I'm hoping this is the last update I can give, and then I can make a community post or something talking about how we're free and we don't have to deal with this anymore. So regardless, don't send any harassment, don't send any attacks towards her. I've said that in the past 2 live streams, to which he said I haven't, but I will say it anyway. Thank you for the money, Knight. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all y'all for staying tuned, for listening. I mean, what else can I do? I don't want to put legal action. I just want my YouTube videos back. I don't think it's too much to ask for my YouTube videos back. I genuinely I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. I genuinely just want my videos back, and I don't think that's too much to ask for. I genuinely don't think that's too much to ask for at all. I just want my videos back, and I'll replace your thumbnail. Just give me my videos back so I can continue making the videos that I like. Because this situation, especially with like me grieving, I don't want to have to deal with this. Literally, just please delete my videos. Please, that's all. Please delete like the strikes off my videos. That's all I want, so we can move on. I don't want these strikes on my channel. I'll replace the work. Please just delete the shit. So I'm gonna head out. I guess we'll see what happens in a week's time, but I'll keep y'all updated. I love y'all. Y'all are fucking awesome people, and I appreciate your support through all this while letting me honestly vent about everything, because I needed it. I really needed it, so you guys don't understand like how much this means to me. But I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome people, and please don't forget to stay golden. I'll keep y'all updated. Saya, you're demoted. I'm actively demoting you right now. Hold on. Oh yeah.